Hey folks, in today's Coffeemaker Showdown we're looking at two very popular pour-over brewers. This is the Hario V60. It's made of glass, or I should say it's the glass version, and this is the stainless steel version of the Kalita Wave 185. So very popular options. They use two different types of filters, which I'll show you now. This is for the Kalita Wave. It's this cupcake style filter that is white, and then this is a natural unbleached Hario O2 filter. And the other differences are the coffee beds. So this has three tiny little holes in a triangular configuration, also kind of funneled down the same way as the Hario V60. However, the Hario V60 has this almost flower-like large hole at the bottom. And then other differences are these ridges here. This one is circular ridges, that one is curved ridges. I really don't think it makes much of a difference at all. It's meant to keep the filter from sticking directly to the coffee maker itself, but otherwise I don't think it should have too much of an effect. So I'm going to be doing everything the same on these two brewers except for the grind. So we're going to do three different grind trials. We'll do a medium coarse, then I'll do a medium, and then I'll do a medium fine. And I'm going to blind taste test in all three scenarios. I'll be using 202 degree Fahrenheit water, 15:1 water to coffee ratio. So 15 grams of coffee, and then 225 milliliters of water. And both the filters will be pre-wet. Everything else is going to remain as constant as possible, and I'll be back with the results, first with medium coarse. Unfortunately, these are the only two glasses I have the same right now, but I've labeled them on the bottom, H for Hario and then K for Kalita. And sure, it's transparent when I look at it now, but when the coffee is in there, I'm going to shuffle these around. I'm actually going to brew the coffee in different ugly mugs that you'll get to see in a minute. All right, 15 grams has been weighed out in each of these scales. I don't have a timer on hand because it's on my phone, which is recording this video, so I'll just have to track the time through this recording time. 15 grams in each, and I'm going to start with the bloom. Okay, before I do the tasting for this first medium coarse grind, I'm just going to measure the brewed temperature of each. So 129.9. And this guy's 131.9. 132 now. So a few degrees hotter. Not a huge difference, I think, in terms of final brew temperature. In the next round, I'll actually, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I think I'm going to measure the temperature in the initial coffee bed. Probably going to wait though till I'm on the fine trial. or the medium fine trial I should say. All right, I've shuffled around, closed my eyes, don't know which one's which. Now for the taste. Okay, first one is pretty bright. Very clean, not too much body. Sweeter than bitter. There's a little bitterness, but not too much. Definitely on the sweeter side. Cup number 2. Okay, the brightness is definitely less pronounced. Body isn't really different. I think I like number 2 better. It's just more balanced to me. Left cup was a little bit too sharp, too bright for my liking, and a little bit more bitter. This is a really nice balanced cup. So let's see what the results are. Okay, Kalita is on the left and Hario is on the right. So that was for the medium coarse setting. Interesting result there. And I'll be back with round 2, which is going to be our medium grind. Grind brews. Right, so I'm picking up equal brightness in both cups. This one's a little bit tainted though in comparison to this one. I think it has kind of a smoky woodiness to it, a little bit more body. So let's see what we have here. I preferred this one. So that is the Kalita once again, and then this is the Hario. So far Hario is winning 2-0, at least with my personal preferences. Alright, so I decided to abort my test with the third grind because A, I didn't want to waste more coffee on this experiment. Not saying that it's a waste, but I kind of knew what the result would be already with the Hario winning twice in a row on coarser grinds. I think with the Kalita, if we had gone finer, the results would have been even more lopsided because the Hario would be able to extract the coffee more quickly than the Kalita. especially on our finer settings. So I am going to conclude that in terms of taste, at least for the grind settings that I used, the Hario V60 is the winner. That's just my personal preference. I just found that the Kalita had a little bit more bitterness extracted, although I will say that when it cooled in that first test on the medium coarse setting, I started to prefer the Kalita over the V60. Now, whether that was some kind of bias that I wanted to believe that it was better, and once I knew that it was actually the Kalita versus the V60, maybe that influenced my thinking, but I did pick up more complexity in the final cup from the Kalita once the coffee cooled down. In terms of temperature, in my second round I got a 5-degree difference where the Kalita was hotter. The first experiment, it was a 3-degree difference, although I measured the temperature a little bit later. It comes in at a nice drinking temperature too, around the 145-degree range, after I brewed at 202 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously the flow rates weren't the same in both cases, but I tried to pour the same amount of coffee at the same rate in all scenarios. And otherwise, I think it's just a matter of choosing the brewer that has the right brew speed for you, the right size for you. I mean, they're not really different in terms of size. The Kalita's maybe a little bit smaller. Hario's not as expensive, so I would say it's better value than the Kalita. That same thing goes for the filters, and I think there's more options available to you if you choose to use the V60. You don't have to get the Hario filters. Same thing goes with the Kalita, but you might be pressed to find filters that will fit in the Kalita exactly. And aesthetics, I think they're equally good, so they're tied in that department. And I do want to, in the future, do an even coarser grind, because I have a feeling that the Kalita might win under an even coarser setting. I probably just didn't get coarse enough. I mean, that's what I want to believe. They both make great cups of coffee. I didn't have a problem with either one. The difference wasn't majorly discernible. So you'd be making a good decision if you got either one of these, but in this showdown, this experiment, Hario V60 is the better choice. It is a better value and makes slightly better coffee, in my personal opinion. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe, share, whatever, do all that mumbo jumbo that I would greatly appreciate. Thank you.